What's going on, guys? I'm CJ Balla, and I'm here to teach you how to make easy League of Legends thumbnails using Photoshop. So the first thing you want to do is go to File. Once you go to your file, make new, and then I would advise you to do a preset. So my preset is right here. You can see, what it takes to make a pretty nice looking thumbnail, all the pixel sizes, measurements, and everything like that. You can copy that. It's 1280 by 720. I use 300 as my resolution. I know people use different ones. I just use 300. So after you click it, it gives you this right here, this nice white canvas. And then what you want to do is you want to go to Google or wherever you want to get your image from and find an image that you want to work with. So I found a decent image to work with right here. So what you do is you copy it and you paste it onto here. So to paste it, all you do is Control V, bam, it'll show up as black. The way you want to get rid of all this black, the super simple way is, first of all, minimize it down just a little bit. So you go to free transform, you go to edit, free transform, try, get as much as you can out of it, bam. And then double click it. It'll show you all of this right here. And then you can go to your magic wand, give you the outline. Sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes it doesn't work, as you would think it would. But if it doesn't work, try getting just a little bit of it and try to go on the outline of it as much as you can with the quick selection tool, which is, it's the same button as the wand. So if you don't like, what you selected, deselect, you go to select and then put deselect. Then you try again, try to bring it over as much as possible. If something like this happens, a little trick that I actually like to use, if it doesn't work, as well, like this right here, you could either try to just go, try to go back and do it piece by piece. You could minimize it. But what I'd like to do is I like to select a much easier one, much easier, picture to work with. So to delete it, you right click it, put it on there, deselect, because if you've done some work and then after you've deleted it, it'll still hold what you had selected. So I like to go find something a little bit easier. What really does help me a lot is whenever I'm looking for something, try to find the difference in, try to find something that has a difference in color so that, the software can, recognize it a lot easier. And I find that, whenever I do mine, kind of like with night blue, how night blues look a little bit more, very anime-ish. I'm a huge anime fan. So what I like to do is, let's say if I'm going to go with Kane, I'll put like anime scythe, and was it anime assassin? So anime assassin, girl, wallpaper, whatever. You want to find something that'll, kind of have a much different color, than what's in the background, because you want to be able to do it as simple as possible. Like this right here is very nice. It's clean. You can see the difference. It may catch right here, but let's try it. So we're gonna copy, come out into it. I like to have the pointer tool. I don't know why I do. So Control V lets you paste it. See how, you can definitely see where it is. If you want to use just her face, what you would do is you'd free transform, hold shift, bring it up. Let's say if you want to just use it, how Night Blue has like her face is like halfway the size of like most of it or whatever, or you just want to use like the upper body just to show like you're using an assassin or something like that. Maybe you want to catch your hands or something. Hands are the weapon. What you do is you want to size it, bam, bring it over. If you want to use the whole thing, all you do is just minimize it, get it to one of the corners, and then spread it evenly. So let's say if we want to keep it right there, bam. Once you double click it, it'll match it The reason why you hold shift is so that you get your aspect ratio. So now let's do the cleanup. We're gonna take our wand. We see where the outline is. We're gonna press it. We're gonna delete, and then bam. Now we just have that. Go in between these right here. Go in between right there. It'll show you what you're able to do real easy with. You press it, you delete it, and then you go right there. You press your delete again. Go right there. Press your delete again. Delete, delete, and delete. If there's little white spots, you do the same thing. Now you have, your own. Let's deselect. Let's oh, it's still showing right there. There you go. So now let's deselect. Deselect. Now you have a PNG that you made yourself. Bam. If you see right there, you'll see that there's some coloring right there because we had it, lowered out. It only will, it'll only delete what's on your cover right there, but you get to make that. And now let's make a background. Let's get a background. We're going to get a background for it. So go back to your, browser, look for a decent background. I've already looked one up, Dojo. So you want to find a dojo that, looks nice and clean. It doesn't have to be the aspect ratio, because just like with the character image, we're going to copy it, minimize that. All right. Then we're going to click on it. We're going to do the same thing. Control V. Going to place it there. Right here on the side, it is above here. So if you want to bring it down, you can. You see she's there. You can see the other pieces that's being covered right there. You can line it up, or you could also delete that right there. So now we're focusing on this layer right here. We're going to, we're going to go to edit. We're going to go to free transform, hold shift so that we can, get the edges lined up. Bam. It'll just kind of put it right to it. Then bring this up. Bam. Then once you double click it, see how it's there. You get to, you get to see it. Once you double click it, it'll, make the aspect ratio for you. And if it's very, very off, then I suggest you go get another one. Now, what we want to do is we want to clean this up, or we can resize her. So what we're going to do is we're going to select that layer. We're going to select this layer. Then we're going to free transform. And we're either going to bring it down so we can still, have that, we don't have to deal with it, or not. It's up to you. See those little white portions right there? Double click it. You can either zoom in for it. I personally don't even think about zooming in for it. If it's very, very small, then, probably they won't notice it. And you want to keep it as easy, fast. You could throw this up at almost, with no time at all. Whenever your thumbnail's on there, they won't see the smallest little thing. So after we've used our magic wand to get rid of that, stuff like that, we want to, try to make sure everything's good here. We're going to right click it. And then we're going to, if you want to outline it, because a lot of people outline theirs. If you want to outline it, you right click it, go to select. And then whenever you go to select, not select, but I'll click select pixels. So select pixels, go up to the top, select, modify. If you want to modify it, you can expand it. You press expand, it'll outline it. Once it tells you what it is, I say 5 is decent. I usually don't outline mine, but rather than outline it, I'll right click it, and then I'll right click it, select it, and then I'll just go to sharpen. Like if I want to sharpen it, bam. I just like the look. You don't have to do that. So you can just, if you want to go back, Control, Alt, and Z. We'll bring it back. Bam, it undoes it. If you want to add some color to it, not a lot of people actually know about adding color, just a little shade or something like that to it or the background. What you can do is you have it selected. You select that layer. I want to deselect this. So deselect. You select that layer. Make sure you're doing that layer because it will go for whatever layer that you're on. You want to select it. You Control M. You can bring this down a little bit to give it a little bit more color. If you bring it down dark, if you bring it down low, it'll be really dark. Go high, it'll be like that. It'll be a little bit lighter. That's the bottom half. If you want to, go for a little bit lighter on that type of spectrum, or go a little bit darker right there, you can go in. You don't have to apply that, but note that if you go on the top side, it'll make it a little bit lighter. So you'll be able to fool around with that, see what you want. So if I was gonna do this one, for myself, I'd control and then I press M. I want to see her to be a little bit darker or a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit lighter, bring it down a little bit, bam. Because I may want to seem like she has a little shade, but has a little bit of light on her because the light's coming in. I'll bring this up just a little bit so that I can, you know, I feel like she's like the light's hitting the backside of her. So I want to, you know, use this right here to my advantage and everything like that. Now, you can also use the same thing with your background. Your background will help, you know, give it a little bit of extra flair. So you do the same thing, Control M, make sure you're using their background. If you bring it down, it'll give it a little darker hue. If you bring it up, it'll be a lighter hue. I like the darker hue a little bit more. Gives it a little bit more mysterious. But if she's very, very dark, you know, you want to kind of even it out. I'll say let's bring it down. Let's bring it kind of down. There you go. You can move this up a little bit more to brighten the background. So now it looks a little bit more warm, So we're going to keep it with that. You can either move her over. So I want to move her over just a little bit. Move her over, select her. Let's select that one, select her. Edit, free transform, bring it to the back a little bit. Bam. So now that I can have this simple space to work with, I like to use a very fierce type of you know, font when it comes to making my letterings. So let's go to our font. With the press the T. There's off to the side. There's the T. It's just for text. So you press your T, and then you type whatever you're gonna say. Cane or vein, because this is more of like a vein type thing. A cane or full AD, whoever it is. So full AD, and then like, I don't know, 112/O/. So you put 12/O and O. You're just that good. You're just that freaking good. All right. So after you do that, you can either free transform the text. So make sure that text box is selected. You can free transform it to have it, you know, be able to have it, you know, you can have it and you can kind of size it up. So let's size it, bam, down, bring it over. All right. Yellow is a little bit more eye-catching. You can use any type of anything with that. For the font, I'm using Road Rage, by the way. Using Road Rage, so you can go to diffrent.com and get Road Rage. And then what I like to do is I like to, you know, highlight it, maybe, you know, change the color a little bit. If it's gonna be red, you can use her as a reference. I like to kind of match the skin of whatever I'm using. So if I match the skin, I could use red, and then like something that kind of makes it, you know, look or stand out in the actual picture. So we can use like her skin tone. We'll use her skin tone, and then, you know, we can copy it. So let's duplicate it. All right. Now with our copy, we want to put it under. And we're going to get it again. We're going to highlight it again, put black. So we're going to put black, bam. This is so we can get a shadow effect, okay? So whichever one, whether you have the copy as it or not, we want to give it a shadow effect. So now that we have that black right there, we're going to free transform and put it behind it. That gives it a more, you know, shadow effect. It's more full. It's really, really full. And then what you can do is you can outline it as well. So if you want to outline that right there, what you do is you'd select it, or select the first one, select, and then, you know, select the pixels, selection here, modify, expanded. I would say expanded by 5. Bam. Make a copy. So I want to make a copy, bring that copy underneath it. whichever one that you have on top, bring it underneath, and then you want to, select a color. Select the color. Let's go with it's already gonna be black. It's already gonna be black. So let's go with let's go with yellow. We're gonna select yellow. Go under, go to the paint bucket. So we're gonna select the yellow right there. And then we're gonna color that little bit in right there. Color a little bit in. Color the little bit in. Color the little bit in. Bam. If they're touching, you won't have to worry too much. Now this is a decision that you will have to make. If the color that you chose just doesn't work out, you can either start all over, that's fine if you want to start all over. You can also deselect. So we're gonna deselect. And then we're going to go back over. We're gonna go back over the first one. So let's go there. Go back over the first one. Change the color. Let's say we want it to be, I don't know, red. So now that we have the red, we still want this to stand out, want the last part to stand out. So go ahead and click that layer, free for transform. We could bring it back a little bit to give it a little more accent. You can also, try and you can also, do the same thing with it. Give it its own, give it an outline. I don't think that'll work very well, but you can. So once you have all that set up, you want your items, right? You want your items. I tend to put like 2 of the main items that I build, mostly 2 of the first items that I build. So what we're gonna go to is we're gonna go ahead and go back to our browser, and we're gonna go to, I like to go to Mobifier because it's the only one that I'm able to get to, very easily, and I always have the items besides fishing around or whatnot. If you want clear ones, you can go find, clear images to get it from. So let's say this is assassin build. So let's just say you wanted to go with a Dirk or Duskblade. So what you do is you copy Duskblade. All right. Click back on here so it knows that you're here. Control V. It'll place it onto there. I like to put the select. All right. Control V. Now that it's there, bring this up to the top. You want to free transform. I like to have it in the bottom corner. You can place it anywhere you want. Bring it up. Bam. To outline it, what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click it, select the pixels, go to modify, expand, and then expand it by that much. All right. Make a copy. Not a copy, but make a layer. Bring the layer under it, and then we're gonna get the paint bucket again, and we're gonna color it in. So let's if you want to match it up, you can match it up with the yellow. If you want to just straight up make it black, like you see in a lot of thumbnails, you can just make it black. Bam. Or if just match it up with the colors. So you would have the Duskblade right there, and then whatever Duskblade mixed with, I don't know, let's say Duskblade mixed with I don't know, Tiamat. I don't know, whatever type of build you're doing here. You're crazy, but hey man, I'm right there with you. Copy. Maybe doing like a Renekton build. I don't know. So I just select again. V. You want to bring it. If it doesn't seem to show right there, bam, there you go. Bring it all the way to the front. Bring it to the side. Bring it up. You can size it. You typically want it to be, the same size or at least similar. In thumbnails, it's not super crucial. Let's go back. So if you make a mistake in any of the mistakes, you can go to edit and then undo. And then if you made multiple mistakes in a row, then you can go to step back. You can do Control Z or Alt Control Z. They both will do the same thing, except the Control Z will just go one step. Alt Control Z will just keep going back. So hold Shift, size it, bam, double click it, bam, and then we'll go ahead and press select pixels, modify in select. So modify, expand, bam. If you feel like it just needs to be a little bit bigger, you can deselect. So go to select, deselect, and then, you can modify it again with the free transform. Modify it, bam, bring it up a little bit. There you go. Then go back to selecting pixels, modify, expand, bam, and then get your paint bucket and color that side and right there. And there you go. You have yourself a nice, easy, thumbnail. That's how it looks. Bam. That's how it looks. I know I was covering it up. I apologize, but it's the same thing as the first one. So you have your nice, easy thumbnail for you guys. So once you're done with the thumbnail, go ahead and go to File, go to Save As, and then, name whatever you're gonna put it. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever you want to put it. I just put random letters. It doesn't really matter. Go to JPG. Just do JPG. JPEG. And then just press it. It'll show you how much it is in, how big the file size is. Press OK. I have it set to my downloads, so all my downloads or whatever goes there. And now that it's there, you can put it up. You can put it up as your video. So thank you guys so much for jamming out. You guys, please be safe and careful. Have an awesome time. I'll check you guys later. Much love.